So as a company, as we sat back and thought about our workforce in this context, and what are some of the things that we need to get better at and we need to drive, we came up with the idea of social networking playing a role. And our original brief and the business challenges were really about the fact that our media environment has really been radically changed over the past probably 5 to 10 years. And the reason for that really has to do with the web. So we went from a world of, in the 1980s, largely 4 major broadcast networks, a few cable networks, print magazines, newspapers, outdoor, and that was pretty much it as far as the channels that you could use to do mass advertising. But with the arrival of the web, that all changed, and that broke everything we knew about how to communicate with our customers. So that's no more true than today. I'm sure all of you who work in the community space and who are in the Bay Area in particular know that digital media is completely blown up right now. I mean, there are new business models launched every day, and it's something that we can barely stay on top of as professionals in the industry. Another challenge worth mentioning, which we talked about a second ago, is our distributed workforce. And with that, kind of this notion of silos of thinking and experience. So when a great piece of work gets generated in one spot, there's nothing that says that's going to see the light of day in any other part of the network. So that's a missed opportunity. So the brief for us with this social network was, what can we do to improve collaboration, communication across our network, and do we have the possibility of using Web 2.0 technologies to affect that? So what became known as the Intranet 2.0 project, kind of to unpack that further, broke down into a few specific goals, really around content. So what was highlighted in the company as being a key problem was this one that I mentioned a second ago. We didn't have an efficient way of capturing all the really good work from around our network and making that available to the rest of the nodes in the network. So whatever our solution was, we wanted to allow us to collect and reuse knowledge in a meaningful way. And this is a problem that many companies have confronted. It goes under the name of knowledge management or expertise location. And our problem kind of wasn't that exactly. It was more about end deliverables that our clients would see, and how do we take those examples and have our teams around the world learn from them. The second sort of specific goal was one that was a little misplaced, but it was lofty, and that was to have this vehicle or this solution help us transform our culture. So people who have worked in the space and companies know that you can't just build a mechanism and expect people to suddenly start using it. You can't enable technology for behaviors that just don't exist. But we were very aggressive in this regard, and we said, look, we know this behavior happens on the web. We see it every day. We see people engaging in posting their photographs to Flickr, publishing all kinds of material, savory and otherwise, on MySpace. Why would those people not, in the context of their company, want to behave and interact in that same way? So that was kind of a condition that we had. And then, in the course of transforming our culture, foster this idea of connectedness. Again, very distributed architecture of communications professionals. The only thing really holding them